Phobies, Chapter 1, The Haunted Arcade. The rain poured down heavily as Jake hurried along the dimly lit streets of his small town. He had always been fascinated by the supernatural and the unexplained, and tonight, he was about to embark on an adventure that would test his courage like never before. His destination was an old, abandoned arcade called Phobies, a place rumored to be haunted by the spirits of its long-lost patrons. As Jake approached the arcade, he could see the faded sign swinging eerily in the wind, the letters spelling out Phobies, barely visible anymore. The rain intensified, adding to the mysterious atmosphere. He pushed open the rusty door and entered the arcade, the scent of dampness and decay filling his nostrils. The arcade was a sight straight out of a horror movie. Dust-covered game cabinets lined the walls, their screens flickering ominously. Broken arcade machines stood as silent witnesses to a bygone era of gaming. The air was heavy with an unexplained presence, and Jake's heart raced with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. Chapter 2, The Forgotten Game. As Jake explored the arcade, he noticed a solitary arcade cabinet tucked away in a corner, seemingly untouched by time. Its frame was polished, and the screen glowed faintly with an otherworldly light. Curiosity consumed him as he approached the machine, drawn to it like a moth to a flame. The game was called Phobies, just like the arcade itself. The title screen depicted a haunting image, a dark, ominous mansion, with lightning striking in the background. Without hesitation, Jake inserted a coin and pressed the start button. The screen flickered to life, immersing him in a world of fear and uncertainty. The game's objective was simple. Jake had to navigate through a series of levels, each one representing a different phobia. From acrophobia to arachnophobia, he would face his deepest fears head-on. The game was designed to elicit a genuine emotional response, taking players on a psychological roller coaster ride. Chapter 3, The Real-Life Nightmares. As Jake delved deeper into the game, he noticed something peculiar. The phobias he encountered in Phobies were no longer confined to the virtual realm. They manifested in his everyday life, turning his reality into a living nightmare. One night, as he lay in bed, he awoke to find himself trapped in sleep paralysis, a horrifying experience that filled him with terror. The next day, he found himself confronted by an unexpected swarm of spiders, his arachnophobia coming to life before his eyes. Each level he completed in the game seemed to unlock a new phobia, unleashing its power in the real world. Determined to find answers, Jake immersed himself in the history of the arcade and the game itself. He discovered that Phobies had been created by a reclusive game designer named Maxwell Hartley, a man known for his eccentric and enigmatic nature. Legend had it that he had delved into the realm of the supernatural to create the ultimate gaming experience, one that merged the boundaries between the digital and physical worlds. Chapter 4, Allies and Adversaries. As Jake struggled to cope with the escalating horrors, he stumbled upon a community of gamers who had also fallen victim to the curse of Phobies. They formed a support group, sharing their experiences and strategies for confronting their phobias. Among them were Emily, a courageous young woman with a fear of the dark, and Mark, a tech genius plagued by technophobia. Together, they formed an unlikely alliance, using their combined knowledge and skills to navigate through the horrors of Phobies. They devised plans, sought out clues, and pushed themselves to the limits of their courage. Along the way, they encountered adversaries, other players who had succumbed to their fears and turned against them. As the group fought against the relentless manifestations of their phobias, they also sought to uncover the truth behind Maxwell Hartley's creation. They believed that understanding the game's origins and its designer's motives would hold the key to breaking the curse and restoring their lives to normalcy. Chapter 5, Confronting Maxwell Hartley. quickly. Their journey led them to a hidden room within the arcade where they discovered a secret passage leading to Maxwell Hartley's lair. As they cautiously entered, they found themselves in a chamber filled with strange contraptions, flickering monitors, and walls adorned with cryptic symbols. In the center of the room stood Maxwell Hartley himself, a tall, gaunt figure with eyes that gleamed with both madness and genius. He revealed that Phobies was not just a game. It was a gateway to the darkest corners of the human psyche, designed to manipulate and exploit the player's fears for his own twisted purposes. Jake and his companions confronted Hartley, demanding an end to their torment. The final battle ensued, a battle of wills, determination, and the power of friendship. With each level they had conquered, each phobia they had faced, they found strength in unity, overcoming their deepest fears. Chapter 6, Breaking the Curse. In a climactic moment, Jake and his allies defeated Hartley, shattering the hold he had over Phobies and their lives. The curses that had plagued them for so long began to fade away, and the horrors that had haunted the arcade dissolved into nothingness. With the curse broken, the group returned to the real world.